Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and there's a battle brewing for control of the Democrat Party, and I think Schumer's losing. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, an independent, but come on, he's a Democrat, right? He criticized Senate Minority Leader, New York Senator Charles Schumer, who's been under a lot of fire recently from his own party. See, Schumer yesterday said, we're all united. Democrats are all united. Now, he did this while ignoring his own poll numbers and then talking about Trump's poll numbers. Total hypocrite. But he said Democrats are united. And Bernie Sanders is asked about this, and he said, are we? What are we united about? And he made the clear delineation between the two sides of the Democrat Party. And it couldn't be any clearer. There is a side of the Democrat Party, both stink, but there's a side of the Democrat Party that's more on the normal side. They just have liberal policies. Of course, their policies on immigration, on health care, all these things are ridiculous. But then there's the Bernie Sanders, Ocasio-Cortez side, and that side borders on communism. Now, this is a good news, bad news situation. The good news and the bad news is that it looks like the Bernie and AOC side is winning. It's good news because I think they'll be easier to defeat in national elections. I don't think communism works for most Americans. The bad news is I'm not 100% sure about that, and if they do win, that's really scary. But I want you to see what Bernie says about this, and I'd love to hear your opinions, guys. So please watch this and let me know what you think in the comments.
Do you guys have a cohesive message on how to deal with Trump 100 days in? This is one part of what he had to say in response to that.
Our caucus is united. Look at this. The Republicans on this upcoming reconciliation bill, which sets the funding for the whole government, they're fighting with each other. Compare that to the Democrats. We're totally united. We're totally united in my caucus.
What Democrats lack right now is a vision for the future.
I'm assuming you're...
I think that last guy was right. Not the other guy, but the guy was on last.
So, it's not surprising. You believe you're right and Senator Schumer's wrong here.
You need an agenda. Did you hear? You're not united around what? Are we united around guaranteeing health care to all people? I'm proud, by the way, that the Democrats supported an amendment that I offered to raise the minimum wage to $17 an hour. That's a start. Are we united in tackling a corrupt campaign finance system? Now, you tell me. You're an observer of these things. How do you deal with politics in America without understanding that billionaires play an enormously destructive role in both political parties?
Well, and you've been on this oligarchy tour, fighting the oligarchs across the United States. I'm going to show you the crowds in a moment because I want to get to that. But Senator Alyssa, a Democrat who's new to the Senate, said that she doesn't think that that's helpful, that that's a good tactic for people like you to be using. James Carville was saying... at that, because it is a real question.
Well, look, that is part of the old Democratic establishment. And they are interested in winning elections. But in my view, you can't win elections unless you have something to say to the vast majority of the people in this country. I do not think that Donald Trump won the election because he promised tax breaks for billionaires and to cut Medicaid and nutrition and education. That's not why he won the election. He won the election because a lot of people are saying, who is going to do anything? And Trump comes along, I'm going to smash the system. People say, yeah, well, I'll take a chance. Better than nothing. What the Democrats need to do right now is to have the courage to take on the very powerful special interests who, to a large degree, control the political process and the legislative process in the United States.
And you clearly don't seem to think they're doing that. I will also say Trump says he won't cut Medicaid. We'll see what Republicans do on the Hill.